Good Sunday morning. It's August 14th. Yesterday was my Grandma Claxton, would have been my Grandma Claxton's birthday. I forget the number of which one it would have been, but it's got to be getting near 100 now. I prayed for her several times yesterday, just thanking her for all the things that she ever meant to me as a person while she was alive, all the things she ever did to teach me. And I miss her. I miss her greatly. I miss all of my grandparents, to be honest. They each have done things to lead me to this place where I am, actually. Yeah, very easily. Grandpa Claxton was one of the hardest working men I've ever known, one of the kindest people I've ever known. My mom often still says that she never heard him ever get mad. To which my dad says, "Oh yeah?" But yeah. So on my mom's side, the Sheptack side, my grandma Sheptack Joyce, I think she led to my snarkiness, my sarcasm, my quick jokes about things that I probably shouldn't tell jokes about. She was always good for something, good quip, and yeah. She always told me to write about what I know about, the old adage of that, and she said that I should someday read Mama Knows Best, Mama, something to that effect. I don't think I've ever found the book. My mosquito friends are trying to pop out this morning. It rained. It started raining about 2 in the morning, maybe even sooner, on Friday night. And I had readjusted the tent rainfly. And Ozark Trail, you've got a great product in this 10-person tent with the vestibule and the rainfly. I don't think, I know if Maycee and I were still in the little pup tent that we were in under the awning I built when we first got here, I think I would have gone mad by now. But I haven't. Thank goodness. But the Ozark Trail tent, the 10-person with the rainfly and the vestibule for $99 at Walmart is one of the best purchases you can make if you want to go long-term tent camping most anywhere in the continental United States, at least during the spring and summer. We'll see how it's going to hold up in the fall, and obviously it's not going to work at all during the winter months, which in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan are like 12 months a year. That's the joke. But they are long and they are intensely brutal winters. And with Lake Superior sitting that way about 5 miles, we're starting where there is the incline. I don't know what the elevation of Lake Superior is, but right here we're at 14 something. And at the spot I'm trying to move to, it's like 1470, much higher change in elevation. And up there we get 2 bars of service rather than the one we get down here. And I am seriously thinking about us moving the camp up the hill. I've been working this past week on forging a trail through the woods that's easy for Maycee to make her way through. At the moment, she's on the back side of the tent guarding that hill. I don't know why. She's really never done that before either. But we have been out here now for 40 days and 40 nights. And I have to tell you, as a human being, as a person, I've learned a lot of things. You know, after Jesus was baptized, the Lord sent him on a quest where he went out into the wilderness for 40 days. And in some versions, it says, I think it says he fasted, and then in others, he may have had food. I don't know. I don't think anybody clearly knows the answer to that. I have to look back in my Bible. It's been a few days since I've looked at that story. But selling most everything you have and moving off into the woods for however long we're going to be here, putting stuff in storage that's left, leaving town, and coming out to the woods where there's no electricity, there's no running water within a few hundred feet of here, no normal amenities of being at home. Like I said, I do have one bar on my iPhone Pro Max. Typically down here, thankfully there are some apps like Radar Scope, which is one of my favorites. Does work on one bar. And to those at Radar Scope, I say thank you very much. It's been very helpful to be able to tell over the past 40 days and nights just where the radar or where the clouds are and where the rain is. And I have to tell you, it feels like right now it's starting to mist even. Not in the forecast. Yesterday, we went into town to get a few supplies to start with my making crosses out of the wood from the land here. I am so thankful to the 6 people who each donated $50. Why 50 became the common denominator, I do not know, but I am so thankful for all 6 of you for your generosity and helping me get the funds together to start a new line where I'm making crosses out of the wood that's here on the land. I'm making them out of sugar maple, silver maple. There may be an occasional red maple thrown in there because I'm having trouble telling the difference. I have seen some red maple seeds the past couple of days. We have pine, and I haven't broken down which kind of pine, but it's pine. And then we have some birch, and I have yet to cut any birch down because from where I've been on the property, I've been all the way north now, and I've been all the way south, which really isn't saying much in this direction because it's almost right there. And then I followed the southern line all the way across to, I think, 9 degrees one day, and then it had a dip in the ravine, and I just was too tired after going up and down and through the terrain of getting there. So I don't know where the eastern corner is yet, and I sure don't know where the northeastern corner is. And that leaves some discovery and things to do, but I haven't, like I said, I have not cut down any birch yet or found any birch that's ready to be cut. But what I am doing is making various size crosses from the wood. I'm peeling it, I'm cutting it, and then I'm debarking it is the official name. I'm finding straight pieces. The crosses start at, I know I have one of the smaller ones is at 20.5 inches by 22.5 inches by 20.5 inches, which is a whole nother scientific thought that you have to really go into that you probably haven't ever really thought about as a human, as a person, as a Christian, or a religious scholar, probably. But if Jesus were to hang on a cross, they had to have put that post in to the ground, at least probably 3 feet for it to stand. 4 would probably have been better. And then from the ground up, it's got to be high enough for, all the depictions have him 3 feet above the ground. So if he was 5 feet, that means that the pole also still had a little bit above him with the carving on top. So you're looking at 3, 5, and probably 2 more. So that's 10 feet right there, plus the 4 probably to be soundly in the ground, 3 most likely just to get the job done. So that's somewhere around, 13 feet? Olive wood. Maybe that's plentiful. Maybe how it's straight, I don't know. Was it on a 4, or, were the boards straight? Well, that means they had to have been milled. So to have done that, they really would have had to have perfected carpentry to the point of where they could run some kind of a saw mechanism along the lines of on 4 sides to make that post what it was. Or was it just a round one? Was it a round one like with a pine tree that has branches? When the branches stick out on a pine tree, they're not as easy to shave down to make the pole straight as a piece of maple. I mean, it is a booger to get them cut down and then maybe even sanded, or even using the, oh gosh, what's it called? I can't remember. But that's a challenge. Okay, so you've got it. The pole is 13 feet, 3 of it's buried. So that's got you a 10-foot pole, maybe a 5-foot man, 6-foot man on. So let's just figure 5.5 to 6 feet is taken up. So how long were his arms? That kind of guy's probably got, a good 2.5, 3-foot range on this one. And then his torso, which would probably be definitely thinner than mine. And then you got another 3 feet over here. So 3 feet, 6 feet, add in 1.5 feet. That's 7.5 feet. At least just to get the nails into his hands. Which I just hate thinking about. And then there's always, the depiction that there's, just a little bit more room off to each side for give and take. So you're really talking about a 13-foot pole of olive wood, and then another cross branch that's got to be at least 8 feet across. Did they do a notch in the crossbeam or the upright to make it so that the crossbeam would fit in there so it wouldn't turn or rotate? The whole thing raises some interesting questions. And so I have been working with if something's 20.5 across in the wood, I'm making it 22.5 in height. Just carving the skin off, washing it, getting it so it won't mold, trying to get it dried out some in the sun. And then I'm taking the cross beams, and at the middle part, I am lining them up with the upright. And for now, I'm using a compass, which is an interesting thing as a scribe, to try to get the contour of the main post to map onto the cross beam so that I can then go in and carve out that hole that will fit, like a notch on the upright, make it easier to connect, and symbolic. And so that's all part of the process in the thinking that has to go into what I'm doing here. After I get them to the point where the wood's going to fit and the notch feels really good across it, fits really good across it, I'm going in and sanding the board, making sure again it's washed down so that as much of the sap is off of the surface and off of the epidermal type bark on the branch which is left. And then once that's dried, then I am staining it from one end to the other on both boards. I'm putting some hot glue into the notch on the crossbeam, and I'm fixing the two to each other. And then I've got some twine for a nice accent that I'm doing a binding knot to link them both together, just really more for effect, but also in purpose. And those are getting ready. I've been collecting wood all week, cutting down some maple, some pine, and making the trail to get up, and the switchbacks to get up to the top of the new campsite, what I hope to become the new campsite. And 6 wonderful people have helped donate money to make it easier to get the resources I need. I still need to get some walnut stain and sealant, and I think there's some oak I need to get too. I have American Traditional. I've got up to 220 grit sandpaper for the wood. I can even go higher because I've got some for my axe, or my hatchet rather. And yeah, so that's one of the many things I've learned while being out here for 40 days and 40 nights. There's been a lot of antipathy expressed toward me in texts and phone calls, and by those who don't agree with me for having come out here. One critic says that you can't be disabled if you're really out there doing all that you're doing. And these videos offer just a glimpse of the day. And if you go back and you count them, I would say that probably 75% of them are from me sitting here at this chair talking to you. And my daughter, one of my daughters told me to start doing some videos of you, quote, doing something. And so I've done a few of those, and I'm going to continue to do some more. The other day, Friday, when the sun was still shining and I went up to the top of the hill, I took some things with me to work up there, and by the time I got up there, I was exhausted. And the trip served for a couple purposes. I used the rake to help clear away some of the leaves to get up there, but I also went in search of a couple new ways to get up there, just so it's easier on Maycee and easier on myself as well. As you can hear, it's trying to rain again. It's not in the forecast, but it's by God falling out of the sky. Yesterday, like I said, we slept. We got back here about 1:30, and I told Maycee I needed a nap, and the next thing I knew, it was 9 o'clock. Came outside and went potty, and went back in, took my meds, and we went to sleep. So on day 39, I would have to put down in the journal and say, quite frankly, exhaustion caught up with me. And so did the weather. What are you doing? Is it starting to rain again? Do you want to go inside? Hey, do you want to go inside? Do you want to go inside the tent? Okay. So, what else have I learned? Nature has her little surprises. I showed you the video the other day of the spider web that's only visible at one time of the day. Are you wanting to go inside because it's going to rain? We can go inside. Do you need to go inside? Oh, you're getting all wet. I don't want a smelly doggy all day. Do you want to go inside the tent? Okay, well, Maycee's saying it's time to go inside because it's raining, and I'm not going to argue with her. Thank you all for watching. It's been a while since I've asked for any help via Venmo, which is at Donald J. Claxton, and you can also go to PayPal me/Donald J. Claxton and send funds. They are much needed. I have to go into town to post these videos. That costs gas money. I'm low on cash. Our diet, if you didn't see my photo on Facebook the other day, my weight before we left was 332 pounds, and the other day it was 298. With different shoes on today, it was 299. But I'm losing weight out here. One, because I'm having a much condensed diet, and I'm also up and doing some work that I can do. But I have to tell you, when I do something, it just wears me out. Moving on some days is very complicated because of the fatigue and the soreness and the pain. And this is not easy. This is not easy. I'm still quite sane and happy we're doing all of this. I'm comfortable living in a tent for the meantime. I've gotten used to it. And didn't take very long, because when we lived up here before, about 30 miles away, we'd set up the tent in the backyard and I'd go out there and sleep in it many nights. So it's not much different in many ways. Yeah. So anyway, 40 days, 40 nights. We've made it. There was somebody who told me I wouldn't make it a week out here. I'm not waving that in your face, but I'm just saying we made it 40 days and 40 nights as a minimum, which was one of my goals that I wanted to do as a minimum, was make it 40 days and 40 nights. But I still have no desire to pack things up and go back to the city. This is wonderful out here. This is comfortable out here. This is so enjoyable, and I'm learning so much about nature. You saw the spiderweb stuff. You saw the games Maycee and the chipmunk were playing over her food the other day. That's on another video. And then I'm learning things about what my body can and can't do. How it functions after sleeping still on the ground, and I haven't finished my bed. In part, I haven't finished the bed because I'm thinking about us moving up, and I have no intentions of trying to carry that 7-foot-long thing with crossbars and all up the hill in one piece. Mom was asking about my desk, how are you going to get that up there? And I'm like, well, I guess I might have to make another one. So there's a lot of things spinning through my head as to which way and how we're going to do this. But I'm staying. I am staying. So to stay, I need two things. I need you to like this video and hit subscribe. That's one. And if you are so willing, the GoFundMe project for Upper Michigan Woods crosses is still there. I met my $300 goal. but this is an easier way for you to get a cross made for you very fast. I haven't put up the for sale pages yet on donaldjclaxton.com, but they are coming. And yeah, so Venmo at Donald J. Claxton is a big help. PayPal / Donald J. Claxton is a big, big help too. So thank you all for watching. We made it 40 days, 40 nights. I'm down 34 pounds, 33, 34. And I'm having a great time. I know there are many people worried about me and da-da-da-da-da. And please stop. Just please stop. I'm doing fine. Maycee's doing fine. We're having a good time out here. And we are in the midst of starting to make some beautiful, wonderful crosses for Christmas, the holidays, for new baptisms, for Easter, you name it. Anybody who needs a nice decorative cross made from raw wood grown in the heart of Upper Michigan, a very special place, as they say. Those are on the way and almost ready for shipping. So thank you again for watching. Please hit like, subscribe. If you can, please make a contribution to either Venmo at Donald J. Claxton or PayPal at Donald J. Claxton, and that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. That helps us stay out here making these videos until I get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours. I don't make jack out of doing these videos. So this is part of the long-term process of churning out material and keeping you in touch with what's going on out here in a world that you're missing. So thanks again for watching. We'll talk again soon. Have a great, great day whenever it is that you watch this and I post it. Okay, that's enough. Bye.